Welcome back to the fourth session of the first tutorial in our research methods tutorial series. In this session, we are going to look at the classification of research based on the various approaches to the research. Now, based on the various approaches to the research, we have three approaches, okay? We have qualitative approach, we have quantitative approach, and we have mixed method. It combines qualitative and quantitative. The qualitative and quantitative are known as mono method. Okay, mono. Okay, just one. But the mixed method approach, we can call it multi-method because it combines two different approaches together. Now, for the first type, which is the qualitative approach, it makes use of non-numeric data that are not numeric. Is that okay? And those data can be in words or textual form. And we can collect them by conducting in-depth interview. You interview the person to get their experience, then personal observation, audio recordings, focus group discussions, and then questionnaire. And then qualitative approach asks questions like why and how. You see that? Because we want to understand experience. Then for quantitative research approach, we make use of numerical data. And we collect those data by using surveys, experiment, observation recorded as numbers. There are some observations that we can record as numbers. So we are following quantitative approach. And it also asks questions on what, how many, to what extent. You see that? So quanti, you get it. So it's important for you to know that the qualitative approach is used to understand concepts, experiences, thoughts, okay. It's also used to get meanings and deep understanding, and we use it to interpret a particular occurrence. Then the quantitative approach is also used when we want to test hypothesis or to confirm a theory. Okay, so it measures, it tests and analyzes numerical data to identify patterns, relationships, and causal effects. So that's quantitative approach. Is that clear? The mixed method combines the two. I won't say much about it for now. Okay, we'll treat it later. We'll go into detail on that one too later. So let's take some examples on qualitative and quantitative approach. Let's say your objective is to examine the perceptions of lecturers regarding the use of artificial intelligence among university students in Ghana. So you are examining their perceptions. So you are going to interview them and collect words, okay, textual data, textual information from them. So that is qualitative. Is that clear? You want to examine their perceptions about something. So it's qualitative. It's going to follow a qualitative approach. Is that clear? Then if your objective is something like to determine the relationship between hours of study and academic performance among university students in Ghana. So this one, you want to determine the relationship between hours of study. Hours of study is quanti. You see that? You are going to collect the hours of study. 5 hours, 2 hours, you see that? And academic performance, maybe by their scores, you see. So you are using numerical data. So this is going to follow a quantitative approach. Is that clear? Then let's take another example. Let's say your objective is to explore the experiences of distance learning students in Accra in balancing work and academics. So you want to explore their experiences, how they are able to balance work. Okay, you see, distance learning students, they only go for classes on weekends and they work on weekdays. They are mostly workers. So you want to understand their experiences. Okay, you want to explore their experiences. So you are going to collect textual information from them, words from them. So in that case, your research is going to follow a qualitative approach. Then if your objective is something like to analyze the impact of internet speed on customer satisfaction among users of communication networks in Accra. You see this, customer satisfaction rate, okay, internet speed. So this is going to follow a quantitative approach. Now I want you to know that the qualitative approach the quantitative approach, and the mixed method, they all have their types again. We'll be looking at that. But before then, let's look at the characteristics. Let's distinguish between qualitative and quantitative using their characteristics. Let me draw some lines here, and here also. Now, the first difference between them, based on the nature of the data, is qualitative research uses words, images, audio recordings, like textual information, you get it. And then quantitative research uses numbers. Okay, then based on the research focus, qualitative research explores meaning, experiences, and social processes. So it's about meaning and experiences, thoughts, okay, emotions, you get it, yeah. But the quantitative research describes, measures relationships, causes and effects. Then based on research questions, qualitative research asks questions on why and how. Then quantitative research asks questions on what, to what extent, how many, how much. Then based on sample size, qualitative research mostly uses small sample size. It's not even easy to use a very large sample size for it. You are now coming to interview so many people. You see that? And it's purposive. It may not be random. Then for quantitative, it uses large sample. And it should be random so that we can generalize the findings. Okay. Then based on the data collection method, qualitative research collects data by interviewing people using focus group, case studies, observation, introspection, you get it, and many more. But quantitative research uses surveys, experiments, structured questionnaire, laboratory observations, or observations that record numbers. Then based on the role of the researcher, in qualitative research, the researcher interacts with participants and influences the study. So the researcher can interact with the participants, especially during interviews. So he can influence the study. But in quantitative research, the researcher remains objective and independent. And then based on the data analysis, the type of data analysis we do for qualitative research include thematic analysis, narrative analysis, content analysis, discourse analysis. And we usually use some softwares like NVivo and Atlas to do thematic analysis, okay. Then for quantitative research, we use statistical analysis. So you'll see us doing descriptive and inferential statistics. So we mostly use tools like SPSS, Excel, Stata, eViews, MATLAB, Minitab, and the likes. Then based on the outcome, for qualitative research, we are going to get a detailed description and deep understanding. And for quantitative research, we are going to get generalized findings. And the findings will be backed with statistical evidence. Then based on the research design, for qualitative research, the design is flexible and it evolves as the study progresses. But in quantitative research, it is a structured design and it is decided before data collection. So before you start collecting the data, you have to decide on the research design. And we'll be looking at research design, okay? I want you all to go to the comment section and give me one objective for a qualitative research and one for a quantitative research. I'll be checking. So let me take some break for now. The link to the next session has been displayed on the screen of this video. Or you can also check the description area below for it. Thank you and see you in the next session.